RiverBender.com's coverage of this game is sponsored by St. Anthony's Health Center, innovation, commitment, compassion. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof. First Cloverleaf Bank, we're better together. Alton Memorial Hospital, the best health care close to home. Weber Granite City Chevrolet. Alton Sports Tap, sports, food, and good times. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. Lisa Funk, the Riverbend's top producing broker year after year. Chuck West Agency, helping business owners for 46 years. Riverbend Chiropractic Center, dedicated to caring for infants, children, and adults. And by Andy's Auto Body, we can fix anything.
Things get back on an even keel. Marquette dressed in their blue jerseys, black pants with the silver helmets. Roxanna, white jerseys, red pants, and their red helmets. And when we return to Public School Stadium in Alton, the opening kickoff, the Roxanna Shells and the Marquette Explorers. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports. With John Rogers, Sam Stem back at Public School Stadium in Alton, and we are set for the opening kickoff. The Shells have won the opening toss. They have elected to receive. And so Zach Keenan will tee the ball at his own 40-yard line for the Explorers. Marquette will defend the east goal here in the first quarter. That means Marquette will be going from our right to our left here in the first quarter. Back deep to receive for the Roxanna Shells, number 23, Vance Wilhelm, and number 5, Brandon Palin. They stand back inside their own 5-yard line, and if Zach Keenan gets a good toe into this ball, it may sail into the end zone. We'll see. Everybody on their feet for the opening kickoff, and we are underway. And Keenan's kick is a low line drive, and it hops over the shoulder of Vance Wilhelm and into the end zone for the automatic touchback. So he didn't get a full toe into it, but nonetheless, it made it to the end zone, which is good news for Marquette.
Not pretty, but effective.
That's what they say about us. We're not pretty, but we're effective.
Well,
it's been said.
It's been said.
Yes, it has. 1st and 10 for the Roxanna Shells from their own 20-yard line. Just underway in this South Central Conference affair. Drew Fenewald leads his team to the line of scrimmage and sends receivers left and right, a double wing formation. Now the right wing splits out, and they put a man in motion back to the left side and hand him the football. He turns that left corner, has good running room out across the 25 to the 30 to the 31-yard line. On the carry for the Shells was Drew Brumley, and he picks up 11 on that carry and a first down for Roxanna.
Well, Roxanna is starting off just like Southwestern did. The Explorers exploited their flanks.
So that 11-yard pickup for Brumley on the first play from scrimmage. And now the Shells send 2 receivers wide to the left side. Another receiver wide right. With a wing to the right, they put him in motion to the left side, and it's a busted play, and Fenewald just has to turn it upfield. He turned and wanted to hand it to somebody, and there was nobody there, and Fenewald manages to turn it into a 1-yard gain.
Looked like the fullback didn't hear the play. He just charged in the line, tried to block. It looked like he was the designated ball handler.
So it's 2nd and 9, Roxanna from their own 32, receivers left and right. They put a man in motion to the right side and pitch it to the right side. And trying to run that toss sweep is Wilhelm, and he goes nowhere as a host of Explorer tacklers are there to throw him for a 2-yard loss.
Angelo Cross was across the line of scrimmage first, slowed him down and turned him back inside.
So 3rd and almost 11 for the Shells from their own 30-yard line. Roxanna picked up a first down on the first play from scrimmage, and now on the second series face 3rd and 11 from their own 30. Receivers left and right. Fenewald under center puts a man in motion to the right side. They hand it to him. Now they run the reverse, and that running back Brumley, as he tried to cut, had his feet slip out from underneath him, and he went back all the way back at the 23-yard line for a loss of 7 on that play, and the Shells will have to punt. And I'm not so sure that maybe Brumley wasn't going to try to throw the football.
Well, he was trying to get some depth, as he turned and fell.
And so now the Explorers send Cecil Brimage and Travis Jones back to return this kick. Brimage, the deep man, stands at his own 45, and now the Shells are going to want a timeout as they had some confusion out there. It comes with 9:49 remaining in the first quarter, no score. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
When making the biggest investment of your life, you should expect the experience, professionalism, and commitment of a full-time realtor. Lisa Funk will provide you with results you can count on. Satisfaction guaranteed. Only agent in town that offers a free moving van when you buy or sell. Her experience is not expensive, it's priceless. So look for Lisa for all your real estate needs at 910 Funk or www.lisafunk.com. Riverbender's top producing broker year after year.
Following the Roxanna timeout, the Shells in punt formation facing 4th and 16 from their own 24-yard line. And Donnie Spann stands back at his own 10-yard line awaiting the snap. He gets a good snap, and the kick is blocked. It's blocked by the Explorers. It rolls into the end zone and is covered there for a touchdown by Marquette. Touchdown, Thomas Hentrick, as the Explorers blocked the punt, and Hentrick covered it in the end zone for the touchdown. And it comes with 9:42 remaining in the first quarter. Marquette sent everybody, and they had no problem blocking that punt whatsoever. The ball rolled into the end zone, and Hentrick covered it for the TD. And now Zach Keenan will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Keenan Eberlin. So Marquette in the lead without their offense yet seeing the field. The snap, the spot, the kick, it's up, it's high, it's plenty long, and it's good. 9:42 remaining in the first quarter. It's Marquette 7, Roxanna nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Business owners all around the River Bend have been turning to Chuck West Agency for over 46 years for help with employee benefits, retirement planning, and life insurance solutions. Retirement planning is one of the most crucial concerns for business owners and employees, so let Chuck West Agency help you find sound, innovative ways to meet these challenges. Give Chuck West a call at 618-462-6880 or email info@chuckwestagency.com.
We've played 2 minutes and 18 seconds of the first quarter. Marquette leading 7-0, and Zach Keenan kicks it away again, and this time Wilhelm will return from his own 3 out across the 15, tries to make a cut at the 18, and he's hit and brought down right there. And the Shells offense right back out onto the field. So they got one first down and then forced to punt. The punt blocked. Marquette covers it for a touchdown in the end zone. And the Shell offense right back out on the field on this warm afternoon. And we have a Shell down and injured, lying up at about the 27-yard line. Finally somebody notices him, and they come from the far sideline to attend to him. Well, Marquette sent everybody on that punt block, didn't they?
Yeah, they keep right up the gut, and they must have seen something from the scouting report, because they sent at least 7 people right up the middle.
And it was easily blocked. The punter, Donnie Spann, had no opportunity whatsoever to get that kick away. And a wing to the left. Fenewald under center. Puts a man in motion to the left side, turns and gives it to the fullback, and he's hit and brought down immediately for a loss on the play. On the carry for Roxanna, number 44, that's Ridgely Hubbard. And he lost 2.
And Pat Fitzgerald was the tackler who made the stop.
Second down and 12 for the Shells from their own 16-yard line. Again, receivers left and right. A wing to the left side. Fenewald under center. Drops to throw and tries to throw the slant out to the left side, and it's incomplete. He threw it behind his intended receiver out there, and the intended receiver was Bass Raich. And actually, if Fenewald had hit him between the numbers, he could have completed that one, but Raich had to reach behind him and couldn't haul it in. So third down, 3rd and 12 for the Shells from their own 16-yard line. Receivers left and right. Fenwell puts a man in motion to the right side and rolls to his left. Now he's going to run with the football, crosses the 20, and takes it out to about the 23-yard line where he's met and tackled. So about a 7-yard pickup on that play for Drew Fenwell, but it brings about another punting situation for the Shells.
Tackle was made by Gary Clark.
And so Donnie Spann back in, standing once again at his own 10-yard line. And let's see if the Explorers come after him again. Brimage and Jones back deep to receive. Brimage, the deep man, stands at his own 40. Jones stands at the 50. And it's a low line drive kick, and it's going to be Travis Jones. He muffs it, is picked up by another Explorer. That's Bryce Smith, and Smith is brought down at the 46-yard line. And Marquette lucky there that the Shells weren't able to recover that muff by Travis Jones, who tried to field the kick in traffic. But for the first time on the afternoon, the Explorer offense steps out onto the field. Keenan Eberlin, the quarterback, leads the squad out there. And Marquette will start in good field position at their own 46-yard line, leading 7-0. Michael Selby wide to the left side. Zach Keenan wide right. They put Brimage in motion to the left side and toss it back. And Brimage puts on a move, crosses midfield, still on his feet, down to the 45 of the Shells for an apparent gain of 8 yards. But there is a flag, and it's going to be holding against Marquette. And that'll set him back 10 yards. So they ran that, they put Brimage in motion to the left side and then pitched it back to him. And he gets the ball pretty deep in the backfield there, and it gives him an opportunity to kind of find a hole. And then he can go to work putting some moves on. He made a run last week that I don't know that I've ever seen anything like it, a 20-yard touchdown run where he must have deked at least half the Oiler defense and took it in for the touchdown. So after the walk-off from the spot of the foul, it's 1st and 21 Marquette from their own 35-yard line. Receivers left and right, double wing formation. They give it to Bryce Smith, who went in motion to the right side, and he's tackled for a loss all the way back at his own 30-yard line. A loss of 5 on that carry for Smith brings about 2nd and 26. So Smith was the left wing back. They put him in motion to the right side, and once he got the football, there was a Shell right there to tackle him. Well, this game is starting like the Southwestern game, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
2nd down and 26 for the Explorers from their own 30-yard line. They put Keenan wide to the right side, and they give the football to the fullback, and he gains nothing. Angelo Cross on that carry maybe got a foot, but not much more, and it's going to be 3rd and 26 for Marquette. And all of this brought about because Marquette had a holding call on their first play from scrimmage, which would have been an 8-yard gain. So instead of 2nd and 2, they had 1st and 21, and that has morphed into 3rd and 26 as we approach the midway point of the first quarter. Eberlin back to throw, sets up a screen out to the left side for Utley, and that's incomplete as Utley couldn't hang on. So they tried to run the fullback screen out to the left side, and it's probably just as well that he dropped it because there was a Shell to bury him as soon as he caught it.
Well, it looked like Utley decided he would run before he caught the ball.
That just never works, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Now, 4th and 26 Explorers from their own 30-yard line. Zach Keenan in punt formation. Stands back at his own 18-yard line awaiting the snap. Gets a good one. And he gets the kick away, and it's a high kick, and the Shells let it hit, and it hit a Shell, and the Explorers recover at the 29. The Shells at the last moment decided they were going to try and get away from it, but then couldn't as the ball hit the return man, Jacob Carlisle, and the Explorers were Johnny on the spot to recover it. That turnover gives Marquette a 1st and 10 at the Roxanna 29.
Well, it was a high soaring punt, and what the Shell receiver should have done is called for the fair catch. He was indecisive.
At the last moment, he was. It looked like he was going to catch it, and then at the last moment decided maybe I shouldn't. Then he couldn't get out of the way. 1st and 10, Marquette at the Roxanna 29. Bryce Smith in motion to the right side to give the ball to the fullback, Utley. Utley, good yardage inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. A gain of 6 on that carry for the fullback, Steve Utley.
Well, Utley is a bull, and I think Coach Nelson regrets not using him much more than he did in that first half in that Southwestern game.
2nd and 4, Explorers at the Roxanna 23-yard line. Double wing formation with a receiver to the right side. And again, the give to Utley, working the right side, has first down yardage inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. A gain of 6 on that carry. And the first down of the afternoon for the Explorers. It comes midway through the first quarter, 5:51 remaining first quarter. Marquette has a 7-0 lead. They scored that on special teams, blocking a punt and falling on it in the end zone. Now 1st and 10, Marquette, let's call it the 18 of Roxanna. They put a man in motion to the right side and give it to Utley, the fullback, and Utley just carries tacklers with him all the way down to the 10-yard line. A gain of 8 on that carry for Utley. Utley, 3 carries, 20 yards. 3 carries in the last 3 plays.
It's the same play over the outside shoulder of the tackle, and the Shells just cannot contain him.
2nd down and 2, Marquette at the Roxanna 10-yard line. Marquette looking to add to its 7-0 lead. Double wing formation. And the give again to Utley, and this time he's stacked up after a short gain, but it may be enough for a first down as he took it down to the 8-yard line. And depending upon the spot, it very well may be a Marquette first down. No, they say it's not. 3rd and 1 for the Explorers. And that time the Shells looked like they were ready for the fullback. And now on 3rd and short, let's see what the Explorers decide to do. Bryce Smith checks in. They're alternating halfbacks in there. Bryce Smith, Cecil Brimage, and Travis Jones. Jones on the sideline this time. And here is the give to Utley. Utley, a nice move to the outside. Utley in for the touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run for Steve Utley. That was designed to go off tackle right, and he bounced it outside and just walked into the end zone from 9 yards out to add to the Explorer lead. Utley had the last 5 carries for 30 yards and a touchdown. And now the extra point attempt, trying to tack on point number 14 is Zach Keenan. Out of the hold of Keenan Eberlin. The snap, the spot, and the kick. And it is right down the middle. 4:14 remaining in the first quarter. The score now, Marquette 14, Roxanna nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Sports, food, and good times. All this and more are waiting for you at Alton Sports Tab. Gather the crew for a night out, or better yet, bring in the whole family and enjoy the best burger or wings in town. We offer daily specials, an affordable menu, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Visit our new Caribbean-themed edition. We also have banquet and meeting rooms for your special occasion. Alton Sports Tab, serving up sports, food, and good times daily at the intersection of Route 140 and Homer Adams Parkway in Alton.
Take a look at the latest J.D. Power & Associates insurance certifications for customer satisfaction. Know what each certified agency has in common?
Each is with American Family Insurance.
In fact, American Family Agencies are the first agency certified by J.D. Power & Associates.
According to our policyholders, our agents deliver an outstanding customer experience.
American Family Insurance.
All your protection
under one roof.
Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062 or stop by 3014 Godfrey Road.
14-0, Marquette leading Roxanna. And Zach Keenan for the 3rd time in this first quarter kicks it away. And this one is a yard deep into the end zone. No return, an automatic touchback. And the Shells will once again start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. So Marquette turns the Roxanna turnover, a fumbled punt, into a 29-yard touchdown drive, capped off with a 9-yard run by Steve Utley. Utley had the last 5 carries of that drive for 30 yards. He had all 5 carries of that possession and took it in from 9 yards out. 14-0 Explorers. And the Shells, who got a first down on their first play from scrimmage, an 11-yard pickup by Drew Brumley, since then have not been able to get any offense going. And now Drew Fenewald runs the option to the right side, pitches it back to Wilhelm, and Wilhelm is met and buried by Zach Keenan after about a 4-yard pickup. Wilhelm's not very big. They don't have their size measured here. And
none of the Shells are very big, looks like to me.
And Zach Keenan's pretty put together, and as soon as Keenan met Wilhelm, he stopped dead in his tracks. 2nd and 6 Shells from their own 24-yard line. Fenewald puts a man in motion to the right side and hands him the football. He tries to turn that right corner and pounds his way out to the 29-yard line. That's Brandon Palin on the carry. Palin to pick up a 5, and then a flag was thrown near the end of the play. And let's see what the call is there. Palin, if the play were to stand, would be just shy of the first down, but it's going to be a hold against the Shells. Their first penalty of the afternoon, but that'll hurt because instead of, well, it looks like he would have had a first down at the 30.
Yeah, I think so.
So instead of that, you're going to walk off 10 from the spot of the foul. The flag lying at the 27. They'll move it back to the 17-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd and 13. And those are the kinds of things that I'm sure if you're Nathan Miles, it just drives you crazy. Get a punt block, fumbling a punt, picking up a first down and having it negated by a holding call. But those are things that you just got to work through. So 2nd and 13 Roxanna from their own 17-yard line with 3.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And Marquette leading 14-0. Receivers left and right. Drew Fenewald under center. The Explorers stack the line of scrimmage. And a quick pass out to the left side is completed. The receiver gives ground and ends up losing a yard. Making the reception out there was Bass Rage. But as soon as he caught the football, he gave ground and ended up losing a yard on the play. And it's going to be 3rd and 14.
Looked like Patrick Dwyer was the man out there to make the stop.
So on the 3rd down play for the Shells from their own 16-yard line, Fenewald sends 2 receivers to the right side, 1 wide left. He puts a man in motion to the right side and drops to throw. Looks out to his right. He completes it to Palin at the 15-yard line, and he is dumped at the 19-yard line by Angelo Cross. So a gain of about 3 on that play, but it's going to be a punting situation for Roxanna. Palin's first catch of the afternoon. And a 3-yard gain on that play. But 4th and 11 for the Shells from their own 19-yard line. And Donnie Spann stands back at his own 5-yard line, awaiting the snap with Brimage and Jones back deep to return for Marquette. Spann gets a good snap, gets the kick away under pressure. It's a short kick. The Explorers get away from it, and it rolls out of bounds at the Roxanna 46-yard line. So a 26-yard punt under pressure by Spann. And the Explorers are going to start with good field position once again. 1st and 10 at the Roxanna 46-yard line.
The Explorers almost got that one, Sam. They were close.
I'm not sure how Spann got it away because there was heavy pressure there, as you said, but he did a good job to get the kick away. And then the Explorer return men did the wise thing in staying away from that one, as it was a short kick towards the far sideline, and they just let it hit, rolled out of bounds, and Marquette starts 1st and 10 at the Roxanna 46-yard line. This the 3rd Explorer possession. And they put Brimage in motion to the left side, and back to throw is Eberlin, rolling to his left under pressure, gets it away and completes it to Bryce Smith inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line. A gain of about 3 on that completion. Eberlin to Smith. Eberlin under pressure, rolling to his left. That's a tough throw.
And Explorers flood the left zone out there, and The Shells took care of the two deep men, but they could not handle the short man.
2nd down and 7, Marquette at the 43 of Roxanna. Here's the give to Utley, off tackle right. Utley runs over a couple of tacklers inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. A gain of 5 on that carry for Utley. Nothing fancy about that. And Utley, as we've said time and time again this season, is your prototypical fullback. Now 3rd and 2 for the Explorers at the 38 of Roxanna. Keenan wide right. Double wing formation. They put Travis Jones in motion to the right side and give it to Utley right up the gut. Utley still on his feet inside the 35 all the way down to the 30-yard line. A gain of 8 on that carry for Steve Utley and a Marquette 1st down, their 3rd of the afternoon.
This time Utley cut it a little bit shorter. He went over his guard rather than the tackle and carried 2 or 3 Shells with him.
1st and 10 Explorers at the 30 of Roxanna. We're inside of a minute remaining here in the first quarter. 42 seconds and counting. Marquette leading 14-0. Wide left for the Explorers is Ryan Howland. Wide right, Zach Keenan. The give to... Oh, now they pitch it back to Travis Jones. Jones finds the left sideline inside the 20, cuts it back at the 15, inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Travis Jones, a pickup of 22 on that carry. His first carry of the afternoon.
Jones was the right wing back at that time. Went around his left hand, and he made a nice move, or straight arm. It looked like more a straight arm than a move to pick up another 5 or 6 yards.
1st and goal, Explorers at the 8 of the Shells. That was the 4th first down of the afternoon for the Explorers. Inside of 10 seconds remaining as Keenan Eberlin bends under center. Sends Travis Jones in motion to the right side, and Eberlin rolls to his right. Looking downfield, now he's going to take off with it inside the 5. He's in for the touchdown. Keenan Eberlin. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Explorers are on the board as the first quarter expires. Eberlin's first carry of the afternoon, an 8-yard touchdown run. So touchdowns in the first quarter by Thomas Hendricks, Steve Utley, and Keenan Eberlin. Eberlin again on that play, and this has been his pattern over the last several weeks. He doesn't give those pass patterns much time to develop. And he pulled that one down and took off with it and scampered the 8 yards for the touchdown. Now Zach Keenan adds the extra point.
Well, the receivers were covered, and so that was his only alternative, I think, Sam.
So at the end of the first quarter of action, the score now, Marquette 21, Roxanna nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
It's good to be first. First Cloverleaf Bank.
When you play sports like football, injuries are going to happen. That's why more area schools count on the Human Motion Institute's sports medicine pros to keep their athletes healthy and in the game. Our certified athletic trainers are part of the team, assessing and treating injuries right on the field. And if serious injury occurs, they're backed by an expert team of Alton Memorial Hospital surgeons and therapists. The Human Motion Institute at Alton Memorial Hospital. We're part of the team.
For nearly 120 years, First Cloverleaf Bank has played a vital role in shaping the history of Edwardsville and Glen Carbon, putting our customers, our people, and our community first. It's good to be first. First Cloverleaf Bank.
Marquette will kick it off for the 4th time this afternoon to start the second quarter. Now going from our left to our right, Zach Keenan puts a toe into it, and he puts that one 4 yards deep. Again, an automatic touchback, and again, the Shells start 1st and 10 from their own 20. You can't understate what an advantage that is. That every time you kick the football off, that return team just has to start at their own 20. That is a big weapon.
Well, you look back over the years, Marquette has always had an exceptional kicking game. Maybe there's some few exceptions, but going back to Dan Beiser and Craig Hendrick, Marquette always had an outstanding kicking game.
Another name that comes to mind, Brad Bohannon. Outstanding
Jay
kicker.
Eckhouse.
Yep, absolutely. Now on the first down play, Wilhelm trying to sweep that right side for the Shells. He has first down yardage out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Wilhelm on the first play from scrimmage in the second quarter picks up his Shell first down, their second of the afternoon. Well, that's how they started the first quarter. An 11-yard pickup on the first play from scrimmage. And they match it here to start the second quarter. First and 10 Shells from their own 31-yard line. Drew Fenewald, the quarterback, sends receivers left and right, has a wing back to the right side, puts him in motion to the left side, and gives the football to the fullback, and he's stacked up after a short game on the carry. That was Vance Wilhelm that time, lined up at the fullback position, and he picks up 2 on that carry.
Stop made by Angelo Cross.
Cross very active in there from his linebacker position. And seems to play better when he spends less time playing offense, which he spends less now than he did early in the season when they split the fullback duties between Utley and Cross. Now it's almost exclusively Utley, and Cross gets to concentrate on his defense. Now Fenewald under pressure as he dropped the throw and finally brought down as he tried to scramble out of there. Patrick Fitzgerald on the tackle, and Fenewald managed to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 3rd and 8. I think it might have been a busted play, as I think Fenewald wanted to hand it off. When he couldn't, he had to run for his life. So 3rd and 8 Shells from their own 33-yard line. Early second quarter action, Marquette leading Roxanna 21-0. Receivers left and right. They put a man in motion. Brumley to and now that play's blown up before it could even materialize. They tried to run a wing counter to Palin. Palin finally got the football, but Patrick Fitzgerald almost got it before anybody.
I think Patrick Fitzgerald was closer to the ball than anybody else.
So a 4-yard loss on that play for Palin, who says, that's not quite fair. I never really even got the football. And now Donnie Spann back in punt formation for the Shells. He had one blocked, another was nearly blocked. A high snap. He's got time this time, and he gets the kick away. And Cecil Brimage will field it at his own 39, out across the 40 to midfield. Brimage to the 45 to the 40 down the left sideline. 30 tries to cut it back, and he's brought down at the 20-yard line. What a return by Cecil Brimage. A 41-yard punt return. And he was one move away from breaking that for the final 20 yards for a score.
He did a wonderful job tiptoeing down that far sideline. Because I kept looking for a hat or something like that from an official that he stepped out of bounds, but he did a good job staying in.
So 1st and 10 for the Explorers at the Roxanna 20-yard line. Marquette already on top 21-0. A special teams touchdown, and then touchdown runs by Steve Utley and Keenan Eberlin, all in the first quarter. And this will be Marquette's first possession of the second quarter. But we have a momentary stoppage as we have a Shell with looks like maybe a helmet or chin strap problem. They finally get that squared away. Marquette sends Zach Keenan wide to the right side. A double wing formation with Angelo Cross in there now as the fullback. Brimage and Bryce Smith, the wingbacks. Brimage in motion to the left side. They give it to Angelo Cross. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, keeps his legs turning, and manages to surge forward for a gain of a yard, but he was hit hard as soon as he took that handoff.
He was lucky he picked up any yardage at all, because he was hit almost as soon as he received the ball.
I think the man that hit him was Ridgely Hubbard. Number 44, he's a sophomore. And he filled a hole from his linebacker position, I believe, and stopped Cross dead in his tracks. 2nd and 9. Explorers now they run the option to the right side. Pitch it back to Cross. Cross to the 15, breaks the tackle to the 10, 5. Touchdown, Angelo Cross. A 20-yard touchdown run by Angelo Cross. As they ran the option to the right side, he broke a couple of tackles along the way, and then once he smelled that goal line, he just kept going, and the Explorers are on the board again.
Say it again.
So Cross, the fourth different Explorer to score here in the first half. It came with 8:45 remaining in the first half. And now Zach Keenan will attempt the extra point. A high snap. Eberlin gets it down. And Keenan's kick is good. 8:45 remaining in the first half. The score now. Marquette 28, Roxanna nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBend Chiropractic Center, the office of Dr. Stephanie Monroe, is a family wellness clinic that is conveniently located in Godfrey. Dr. Stephanie, a licensed doctor of chiropractic, is dedicated to caring for infants, children, and adults. She specializes in pediatric care, which is especially important this time of year with all the stress of backpacks and extracurricular activities like football, soccer, cheerleading, and other sports. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Please call 618-467-2744 for further information or questions.
Hi, George Weber. As we watch this year's Olympic Games and root for the world's top athletes, the Weber Chevrolet family wants to offer some encouragement to the terrific men and women representing our country. You are the best of the best. We know how hard you have worked. Win or lose, we are proud of you, and you are all truly winners. Even though you are half a world away, we are with you through every sprint, jump, and dive. And we sing along with you when you stand on that medal stand listening to the national anthem. So from all of us at Weber Chevrolet, go Team USA.
With John Rogers, Sam Stem back at Public School Stadium in Alton. Marquette leading Roxanna 28-0. Early second quarter. And Zach Keenan's right leg may fall off before this afternoon is over. This is his fifth kickoff. He's kicked 4 extra points, in addition to playing defense and wide receiver on offense. So, busy guy. He gets this kick away, and this one will be returned from the 2 by Palin. Out across the 10 to the 15 to the 20 to the 22-yard line. Brandon Palin with the return, and the Shell offense back out onto the field. Roxanna has amassed just 2 first downs to 5 for the Explorers. And the Shells, Drew Fenewald, the senior quarterback, leads them back out onto the field. And it would appear Marquette was not looking past this one.
No, it doesn't look like that, Sam. Of course, they've received a lot of gifts.
They have. And now the Shells send 2 receivers wide right, another receiver wide left with a wing to the left. Fenewald, long count. And now delay of game. So the count was too long. And the Shells penalized for the second time this afternoon, this time for delay of game. Did you notice that a delay of game penalty does nothing more than delay the game further?
You had a lot to think about this week, didn't you, Sam? Well, what I want to know is how could the field judge call delay of the game when he has his back to the clock?
Good question. Now here is the give, and trying to sweep the right side. Tackle is missed out there, and finally the running back bumped out of bounds out at about the 27-yard line. On the carry that time for the Shells was Brad Perry. Perry, a sophomore, as they ran a little misdirection, ran a counter over there, and Perry picked up 5.
And the Explorers had 3 missed tackles before the ball carrier was run out of bounds very abruptly. I thought there could have been a possibility of a roughing penalty.
2nd down and 5, Roxanna from their own 27-yard line. Receivers left and right. They put Perry in motion to the right side, and then they run the option back to the left side, and the pitch is fumbled and covered by Vance Wilhelm. Back at his 25, a loss of 2 on that play. And it seems like every time the Shells get a little something going, then they make a mistake, and that was a mistake there. It was a good play design as they put all the motion to the right side and then ran the option back to the left side, but Wilhelm couldn't hang on to the pitch. Looked to be a good pitch. So they lose 2, and it brings about 3rd and 7 for the Shells from their own 25-yard line. Perry in motion to the left side, back to throw. Fenewald intended for Bass Rach, and Fenewald throws it about 10 feet over his head. Incomplete as Rach ran a slant out on the right side, and it brings about another punting situation for the Shells. So Donnie Spann back out onto the field, and every time he's punted today, he's been standing back inside his own 15-yard line, sometimes deeper than that. Marquette blocked one, nearly blocked another. Had about a 40-yard return on the last punt. And Spann gets a good snap this time and gets the kick away. It's a low-line drive. And Brimage picks it up he's on his knee as he fielded that ball. And so he's down at the 40-yard line, and the Explorer offense will take over right there. 1st and 10, Marquette from their own 40.
That was a baseball move.
Working on his camera.
Shortstop move.
Well, it's a shame for Brimage's sake that he wasn't off that knee, because he had wide open field in front of him. He was going to get at least 10 or 15 yards on that return, and who knows how much more. But it was quite clear he was on a knee, as you said, like a shortstop when he fielded the football, and that makes him down. 1st and 10, Explorers from their own 40. Double wing formation. Now illegal motion by Marquette as they had 2 men in motion, and Brimage is putting on a show and runs it all the way down to the Roxanna 40-yard line, breaking tackles left and right, but there was absolutely no doubt that was illegal motion against the Explorers.
Both wingbacks went in motion. I'm surprised they didn't crash into each other. I've seen that happen.
And how'd that make you feel? You saw it happen when you're standing down there on the sideline? Yeah. Didn't make you feel too good, did it?
No, it didn't.
1st and 15 for the Explorers from their own 35.
My biggest fear, I thought maybe they had killed them too often.
7.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 28-0. 1st and 15, Explorers from their own 35. Double wing formation. Brimage in motion to the left side. They pitch it back to Brimage. Brimage tries to turn that corner, and he's hauled down after a short gain. A gain of 2 out to the 37-yard line. Oh, they'll give him the 38, a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 12. That was Brimage's first carry from scrimmage, the first one that counted. He had 2 previous carries, and both were called back by penalty. And that seems to be have been a common refrain for much of the season. Brimage reeling off good yardage, and the play called back. 2nd and 12, Explorers. Cross in there as the fullback. Brimage in motion to the left side, and they give it to Cross right up the gut. Angelo Cross drags tacklers with him across the 40, across the 45, out to the 46-yard line. A gain of 8 on that carry is going to bring about 3rd and 5 for the Explorers.
Well, they've got Brimage listed as 195, and he looked like it on that carry.
So 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 for the Explorers from their own 46-yard line. Zach Keenan wide to the right side. Howland wide left. Double wing formation. Brimage in motion to the left side, but they give it to Cross right up the middle. Angelo Cross dragging a tackler down to the Roxanna 40-yard line. And a pickup of 14 on that carry for Angelo Cross, and another Marquette first down. Cross now 5 carries for 53 yards and a touchdown. And now he'll check out. Utley will check back in. 1st and 10, Marquette at the Roxanna 40-yard line. And the fullbacks have been featured here this afternoon. 12 carries for the fullbacks.
Yeah, it's getting low there.
And 1 carry each for the regular wingbacks. Now here's Travis Jones sweeping to right side. Jones to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Travis Jones, a 40-yard touchdown run, and the Explorers are on the board again. Can't beat that speed, can you? Travis Jones.
No, you can't.
Once he turned that right corner, there didn't seem to be much doubt that he would scamper the full 40 yards, and he did. Jones, 2 carries on the afternoon for 62 yards and a touchdown. And that is the 5th Explorer to score a touchdown here this afternoon. Now Zach Keenan with the extra point attempt. Out of the hold of Keenan Eberlin. The snap, the spot, the kick. It's up high, long, and it's good. 5:23 remaining in the first half. Marquette 35, Roxanna nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
St. Anthony's Health Center, located in Alton, is serving the Riverbend area with quality patient care and comfort through comprehensive outpatient rehabilitative therapy services, advanced diagnostic technology, and emergency services, while also providing community education classes that benefit those of all ages. All brought to you by St. Anthony's Health Center's dedicated and caring health professionals.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village.
With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home. With no upfront endowment and just one monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
Marquette Explorer touchdowns in the first half by Thomas Hendrick, Keenan Eberlin, Steve Utley, Angelo Cross, and Travis Jones. 5 touchdowns, 5 different players scoring, 35-0 Marquette. Zach Keenan will kick it away again, and Palin will return from his 6. Out across the 15 to the 20 to the 25. Fumble, the ball is loose. A big pile up at the 26-yard line. The Explorers say they've got it, but the officials now will unstack the players and will wait for the official indication. They say Roxanna got it back. Palin fumbled and recovered his own fumble out at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. Roxanna right there. Marquette leading 35-0 with still 5:15 remaining in the second quarter. The Explorers with a victory would go to Carlinville next Friday night with a chance to perhaps get a share of the SCC West title. Here is a pitch back, and Wilhelm trying to sweep that right side, turns the corner, crosses the 30, and now a flag is thrown at the point of the tackle. Wilhelm took it out to the 31-yard line, a gain of 4 on the carry. And now we'll see what the penalty flag was all about. A personal foul against the Explorers. So a late hit that time. Only the second penalty of the afternoon against the Explorers. But it gives the Shells their 3rd first down of the afternoon and gives them their best field position all the way out to their own 47-yard line. I don't think they had crossed the 35 prior to that. First and 10 Shells as they send receivers left and right. Now they've got some confusion. Andrew Fenewald steps under center. Takes the snap, pitches back to Wilhelm, trying to turn that left corner. There is a flag thrown, another flag thrown, as I think the Shells had
double hold. I think.
Yep. A couple of holding penalties on that play. Wilhelm ended up gaining a yard, but they'll walk this off against the Shells, holding Roxanna. Their 4th penalty of the afternoon for a total of 30 yards. So again, it's, as I said earlier, it seems like every time something positive happens for the Shells, and they got a first down there by penalty, then on the very next play, a holding call. So they'll walk off the 10 yards against the Shells, put the football down at the Roxanna 37-yard line, and they'll have 1st and 20. Roxanna came in 0-6, 0-3 in the SCC West. A 19-game losing streak. Receivers left and right. Man in motion to the left side, and now they run the reverse, and here's Brumley. trying to turn that right corner to the 40, to the 45, to midfield. Brumley very close to first down yardage as he's bumped out of bounds. So they ran the reverse and ended up picking up 20 yards on the play, and Brumley got a first down.
Michael Selby made the stop. If he hadn't, it would have been a touchdown for the Shells.
So the fourth first down of the afternoon for Roxanna. For the first time, they advance into enemy territory as they have it 1st and 10 at the Marquette 43-yard line. So a good call there, running the reverse as Marquette over-pursued. And Michael Selby made the saving tackle. On the first down play, a busted play, Fenewald just takes off with it right up the gut and has some pretty good yardage inside the 40. Down to the 36-yard line, and a gain of 8 on that carry for Drew Fenewald on the carry. Call it a gain of 7. 2nd and 3, Shells at the Marquette 36-yard line. The clock rolling with 4:05 remaining here in the first half. Marquette leading 35-0. Receivers left and right, a wing to the left. On 2nd and 3, the Shells put a man in motion to the left side and run the counter with Vance Wilhelm, and he has first down yardage as he dives down to the 31-yard line. Gain of 5 on that carry for Wilhelm, and the 5th first down of the afternoon for the Shells. Wilhelm 6 carries for 18 yards, but Brumley, the leading ball carrier for Roxanna, with 24 yards on just 3 carries. 1st and 10 Shells at the Marquette 31. Inside of 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Here's the give. Wilhelm once again bounces off a tackler and then finally drives forward inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. A gain of nearly 4 on that carry for Wilhelm. Second down for Roxanna, 2nd and 6 at the Marquette 28-yard line. They send Bass Rach wide to the right side. And they run the option to the right side, pitch it back to Wilhelm, and he is hit and tackled for a loss on the play. Wilhelm stacked up at the 29-yard line.
Mitch Woolner, defensive tackle, made the stop.
Now we have a Shell down and injured. So a loss of 2 on that carry for Wilhelm. And it's going to bring about 3rd and 8 for the Shells, but the injured Shell all the way over on the far sideline just in front of the Shell bench. And that might have been Wilhelm, the ball carrier, although I can't be certain of that from here. So as they attend to him, we'll tell you that the Explorers, Marquette Explorers, next Friday night in Carlinville to take on the Cavaliers. And you'll hear that game live right here on Z1570 next Friday evening with coverage beginning at 6:50 for the 7 o'clock kickoff. And Marquette will have an opportunity with a victory to grab a share of the SEC West title.
Isn't this the second year they've had this showdown? The winner takes the conference title.
I believe that's correct. I believe the same thing happened. Although next week, if Southwestern gets a win next Friday, you'll have a 3-way tie between Southwestern, Carlinville, and Marquette. Assuming a Marquette victory at Carlinville, and if Southwestern wins their game next Friday night, all 3 teams would finish the conference portion of the schedule at 4-1. So you'd have a 3-way tie, and Carlinville would have beaten Southwestern, Southwestern would have beaten Marquette, Marquette would have beaten Carlinville. And I'm not sure how they would decide who, well, I'm sure there's a procedure for deciding who would get the automatic playoff berth, and it would probably come down to point differentials and all that.
Probably.
So the injured Shell up and helped to the far sideline. So now 3rd and nearly 8 for Roxanna at the Marquette 29-yard line. But all of that conjecture on our part requires a Marquette victory at Carlinville next week, and that's not an easy thing to do. Fenewald back to throw, sets, lets it go deep down the middle, and that is picked off, intercepted by the Explorers back at the 5-yard line. Making the interception for Marquette was number 12.
Dalton Ham on the interception at the 5-yard line.
Dalton Ham on the interception for the Explorers. So Marquette forces yet another Roxanna turnover, the second Shells turnover. Fenewald had a man out there and he just underthrew him. There were 2 Explorers there, Zach Keenan and Dalton Ham. And Ham came away with it. So it's 1st and 10 Explorers from their own 5-yard line. And now whistles and flags prior to the snap, and Marquette maybe jumped the gun here. Oh, the Shells called a timeout prior to the snap. 2:28 remaining in the first half. Marquette 35, Roxanna nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
You tiny son of a...
Honey, what are you doing?
We can fix anything. Andy's Auto Body on Broadway in Alton.
Sam Stem along with John Rogers back at Public School Stadium in Alton. Warm, sunshiny Saturday afternoon, and Marquette has this one well in hand, leading the Roxanna Shells 35-0 with 2:28 remaining before halftime. 1st and 10 Marquette from their own 5-yard line. And here's a handoff, and here is Cecil Brimage up the right sideline. Brimage to the 30, Brimage to the 40, Brimage to midfield. Cecil Brimage is going to go 95 yards for the touchdown. Cecil Brimage becomes the 6th Explorer to score a touchdown this afternoon, and he does it in grand style, a 95-yard scamper. That
second half.
That puts Brimage over the not quite 100 yards rushing. That was only his second carry of the afternoon. 2 carries, 98 yards, and a touchdown for Brimage. And 6 Explorers have scored touchdowns. And now Zach Keenan will attempt to add point number 42. Out of the hold of Keenan Eberlin. The snap, the spot, the kick. It's up high, long, and it's good. Well, it didn't take Brimage long to go 95 yards, and once he turned that right corner, once he crossed his own 20, he put on a burst of speed at about his own 30, and about midfield, a Shell was trying to close on him but couldn't, and from there he just walked it in. So we're down to 2:11 remaining in the first half, and Marquette's lead is 42-0. And I would guess some of the discussion at halftime amongst the Marquette coaching staff is how much further along do you go with the starters in the second half with at least a 42-point lead at halftime.
You start the third quarter with the people that played the second quarter, and then go from there. I've seen people make that.
You make the change too soon, and then it's hard to get the starters back in high gear after that. But, well, the other thing to keep in mind, too, is a lot of these kids are seniors, and they've got the rest of this game and one more home game on this field. And, you know, at some point in time, yeah, you want to set them down, but on the other hand, you want them to enjoy playing in a victory on their home field before their home fans. So, but Marquette has this one well in hand at 42-0. Zach Keenan kicking off for the 8th time here in the first half, and he's not quite reaching the end zone anymore. I think that leg's getting tired. Here is Brumley right up the middle, out across the 25 to the 30 to the 33-yard line. And the Shells offense takes over right there once again, 1st and 10. So 6 different Explorers have scored touchdowns. And all their starting offensive running backs and one of the backups have scored. Cecil Brimage, Travis Jones, Steve Utley, Angelo Cross, Keenan Eberlin. So 2 fullbacks, 2 halfbacks, and the quarterback. And then Thomas Hendricks scored on a special teams play. Last week, the Explorers scored 4 touchdowns, and 4 different players scored those touchdowns. Now, here is Palin trying to sweep the right side, and he crosses the 35 and takes it out to the 36 for a gain of 3 on that carry for the Shells.
Brandon Palin on the carry.
Brandon Palin. 2nd and 7, Roxanna. Just outside their own 35-yard line.
2nd down and 8.
Down to 140 and counting, remaining in the first half. Marquette with that 6-touchdown lead. Now here is the give. Well, it's going to be Fenewald keeping it himself, and he manages to gain a yard as he first faked a handoff to the fullback, then faked it to the halfback, and then tried to follow both of them through the hole. And he gained only 1. Fenewald 5 carries for 15 yards from his quarterback slot. 3rd and a long 6 for the Shells at their own 36-yard line. And they surely don't want to punt one more time. Fenewald puts a man in motion to the left side and gives the handoff to his fullback. In there that time was number 44, Ridgely Hubbard. And Hubbard picks up about 4 on the carry, and it's going to be 4th and 3 for the Shells. With 40 seconds and counting remaining in the first half, and they do send the punter out there. First, they're going to take a delay of game penalty and let as much time run off that clock, I think. They're slow coming out of the huddle. Well, they don't send the punter out. And Fenewald, with 18 seconds left, takes the snap and gives it to Hubbard, and Hubbard is stacked up shy of the first down. Hubbard picked up 2, and he needed 4. And they'll stop the clock on the change of possession with 12 seconds remaining in the half. 1st and 10 Marquette at the 42 of Roxanna. Well, they're going to measure. I'm not sure why. I don't think that's even close, but maybe it is. So they bring the sticks in from the far sideline and stretch them out, and they're a full yard short. And
Dr. Good Eyes once again, Sam.
Well, you didn't think it was close, did you?
No.
I'm not sure who thought it was close. Apparently the officiating crew. And so the Explorers, while they're waiting for the sticks to be reset, bring the offense to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to get a snap out of this. First and 10 Marquette at the 42 of the Shells. Marquette leading 42-0. And they give it to Utley, the fullback, right up the middle, and Utley picks up 5. But that'll be the final play of the first half. Utley, 8 carries in the half for 48 yards. But it is indeed halftime, and at the half, it's all Explorers. Marquette 42, Roxanna nothing. Back to recap the first half of action in just a moment. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's coverage of this game is sponsored by St. Anthony's Health Center. Innovation, commitment, compassion. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. First Cloverleaf Bank. We're better together. Alton Memorial Hospital. The best health care close to home. Weber Granite City Chevrolet. Alton Sports Tap. Sports, food, and good times. United Methodist Village. Where living is easy. Lisa Funk, the Riverbend's top producing broker year after year. Chuck West Agency, helping business owners for 46 years. Riverbend Chiropractic Center, dedicated to caring for infants, children, and adults. And by Andy's Auto Body. We can fix anything.
Good afternoon. At this time, I would like to introduce to you the Marquette cheerleaders. And earlier this morning, we had a cheerleading clinic from ages 3 to 13, and they learned some cheers and some dances. And this afternoon, the 3 to 6-year-old group's going to go first, and they would like to perform a little dance for you to Hannah Montana. And then we'll have the older girls go out to Alton and the Chipmunks. I'd like to thank the parents for allowing us to have the little girls this morning, and we had a lot of fun. And this is Katie. Tell me when to go. All right, let's have the older girls out on the field now.
Put you on!
The Explorers start off. Yeah, and the play is the team. Just looks from the MIC. With the everybody can do it.
good to be first. First Cloverleaf Bank.
Need a body shop? Andy's Auto Body on Broadway in Alton.
It's good to be first. First Cloverleaf Bank.
With John Rogers, Sam Stam back at Public School Stadium in Alton, all set for the second half kickoff. As the Marquette Explorers lead the Roxanna Shells 42-0, and the Explorers get the first possession of the second half. And the squib kick is picked up by Travis Jones at his own 20. And he ran east and west instead of north and south, and he picked up 2 yards. So the Explorers will start 1st and 10 from their own 22. As they have this one well in hand with a 42-point lead. 6 Explorers scored in the first half. 6 touchdowns, 6 different players scored.
Got to run the clock.
And Marquette will start with their second teamers in there. The quarterback is Dalton Ham, and he is a sophomore. And on the first down play, the give is to the fullback, and the ball is fumbled, and the Shells have it at the Marquette 24-yard line. Trying to see who the ball carrier was. And I'm not sure, but they were all second-teamers in there. Might have been Travis Helton. He was the halfback, but I'm not sure who the fullback was. Might have been Michael Selby, perhaps. But at any rate, on the first play, the Explorers fumbled, and that's part of the reason you said maybe you start the second half with your first-teamers.
That has something to do with it. Set the table.
So 1st and 10 Roxanna at the Marquette 25-yard line. After the Explorer turnover, their first of the ball game, and here is the give to Brumley, who went in motion to the left side, and Brumley is stacked up after a 1-yard gain. There to meet Brumley for the Explorers, Brad Emming. So a 1-yard pickup for Brumley, and it's 2nd and 9 for the Shells at the Marquette 24-yard line. Just underway here in the second half. Marquette took the second half kickoff, and on their first play from scrimmage, they fumbled, and now the Shells looking at 2nd and 9 at the Marquette 24. Drew Fenewald, the senior quarterback, puts a man in motion to the right side and gives it on the counter, and that's Palin. Palin down the left sideline inside the 10 and spun out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Palin a gain of 12 on that carry and a first down for the Shells, 1st and goal. They ran the wing counter. First and goal, Shells at the Marquette 6-yard line. Hubbard in there as the fullback, and he gets the football, tries to work the left side, and manages to fall forward and maybe gained a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Shells at the Explorer 5-yard line. Marquette leading 42-0. They send Bass Rach wide to the left side. 2 more receivers wide right. And on 2nd and goal at the 5, here's the pitch back to Brumley trying to sweep that left side. He's hit at the 5 and tackled for no gain on the play. And
Keenan Eberlin came up to make the stop.
It was Keenan Eberlin, and it was a dandy tackle It looked like Brumley had something going there, and he was going to turn that corner. And Eberlin came up and just stuffed him at the line of scrimmage. Now 3rd and goal, Shells at the 5-yard line. Receivers left and right. Hubbard, the lone setback, the fullback. They put Brumley in motion to the right side. They want to throw the football. Fenewald rolling to his right, lets it go into the end zone, and it's a touchdown! Caught by Bass Raich, a 5-yard touchdown pass from Fenewald to Raich, and the Shells are on the scoreboard. On the coverage for the Explorers was Zach Keenan, and he went up and tried to get a hand on the football, but it was just beyond his reach and right into the numbers of Raich. And now Alex Pfeiffer will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Drew Fenewald. They line it up, the snap, the spot, the kick is blocked. Blocked by the Explorers. I think the man that blocked it was 66 Jesse Bowman. But 8 minutes now remaining in the third quarter, and the score now is Marquette 42, Roxanna 6. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Business owners all around the River Bend have been turning to Chuck West Agency for over 46 years for help with employee benefits, retirement planning, and life insurance solutions. Retirement planning is one of the most crucial concerns for business owners and employees, so let Chuck West Agency help you find sound, innovative ways to meet these challenges. Give Chuck West a call at 618-462-6880 or email info@chuckwestagency.com. When making the biggest investment of your life, you should expect the experience, professionalism, and commitment of a full-time realtor. Lisa Funk will provide you with results you can count on. Satisfaction guaranteed. Only agent in town that offers a free moving van when you buy or sell. Her experience is not expensive, it's priceless. So look for Lisa for all your real estate needs at 910 Funk or www.lisafunk.com. RiverBender's top producing broker year after year.
Gary.
All set for the Roxanna kickoff. The Shells have cut the Marquette lead to 36. It's 42-6. And it's Brimage and Jones back deep to receive this kick. It's a squib kick once again. And it's going to be Travis Jones from his own 20. Now he runs north and south to the 30. Now he tries to get outside, breaks a tackle. Still at the 30, out to the 35, to the 36-yard line. And the Explorer offense will start 1st and 10 right there. And again, it is the second team. The sophomore, Dalton Holm, out there at quarterback, spelling Keenan Eberlin. And let's see who's going to be in the backfield. 21 is Matt Basil. He's one of the running backs. Michael Selby, one of the wing backs. And the fullback is 85, Derek Sterrett. They pitch it back to Selby, and Selby tries to turn the right corner and can't get there. He's thrown for a loss. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the Explorers. So Selby lost 2 on that carry. 2nd and 12. Marquette. As we approach the midway point of the third quarter, Marquette leading 42-6. They led 42-0 at halftime. Dalton Holm, the quarterback, and gives it to Sterrett, the fullback, and he is stacked up for no gain on the play, and it's going to bring about 3rd and 13. 85, Derek Sterrett. So 3rd and 13 for the Explorers. Two receivers to the left side, a wing to the left, and they run the option to the left, and Holm keeps it himself, ducks up inside to midfield, and brought down at the 47 of the Shells. A nice move by Dalton Holm as he picks up 20 on that carry and a first down for the Explorers. So they ran the option, and Roxanna decided to cover the pitch back, and Holm just turned it upfield and picked up 20 yards on that carry, and the 9th first down of the afternoon for Marquette. First and 10.
Holmes, a sophomore.
And here is Holm keeping it himself, trying to turn the right corner, and he is spun down for a 1-yard loss. He faked a handoff to the fullback and just bounced it outside of the right himself and lost a yard on that play. Second down and 11 for the Explorers. So the starters on offense for Marquette seeing no action. Now Travis Jones in there as one of the wing backs, along with Bryce Smith. And here's the give to Sterrett right up the middle. Lots of running room as he pounds his way down to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 18 on that carry for Sterrett, and another Marquette first down.
Sterrett is a 6'1", 155-pound sophomore. So an 85 number, so I assume that he sometimes doubles
as an end. First and 10 Explorers at the 30 of the Shells. And here's the give to Sterrett once again, right up the gut, and this time he's stacked up after a short gain. Sterrett inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line, a gain of 2 on that carry. Sterrett looks like he's got pretty good size. Well, says here 6'1", 155. So he's tall, but not a whole lot of meat on his bones. 2nd and 8. And here they try to run the wing counter, and that play's blown up. They tried to run the wing counter to Travis Jones, and it looked like Holm wasn't sure which side he was going to hand the ball to Jones from, and it ended up being a loss of a yard for Travis Jones. It brings about 3rd and 9 for Marquette at the 29 of the Shells, down to 3:10 and counting. Remaining here in the third quarter, Marquette leading 42-6. And they run the option to the left side, and Holm turns it upfield and gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe gains a yard. And that'll bring about 4th down for Marquette. Bryce Smith was his pitchback. Now, wholesale changes for the Explorers, and I believe Zach Keenan's going to try a long field goal here. He will. He'll try a 46-yard field goal. About 4 yards inside of the left hash mark. A 46-yard attempt out of the hold of Keenan Eberlin. High snap. Eberlin gets it down, and the kick is partially blocked. And they let it roll dead, and the Shells could have picked it up and run with it, but decided not to. And the Explorers down at the 8-yard line. I thought the Shell return man was going to come back and pick it up and return it. Now we have a man down, 2 men down, one for each team, and
roughing the kicker.
We have roughing the kicker, and is that Zach Keenan down and injured? Let's see. But the Explorers will get the ball back because it's going to be roughing the kicker against the Shells. And that is Zach Keenan, the Explorers kicker, down and injured, as they attend to, looks like he injured his right leg, so it's going to be a 15-yard walk-off against the Shells and a first down for the Explorers. But the biggest item of concern here is whether the Explorers may have lost their kicker, Zach Keenan, as he is helped off the field. And he hurt that right leg.
Not putting much weight on it.
No, he was roughed on the play. He's putting no weight on it whatsoever. So they try a 46-yard field goal attempt there. The snap was high. Eberlin got it down. And I thought the kick was partially blocked, and if that's the case, the roughing the kicker call would be a bad one, but maybe he just mishit it.
Well, if you remember that the snap was fumbled by the holder, and he struggled to get it down, and that's what caused Keenan to shank it.
So The Explorers keep the football and keep the offense on the field, but may have lost their kicker. We'll see. Keep an eye on Zach Keenan down there. 1st and 10 for the Explorers at the 12, and here's the give to the fullback Starrett, and he is stacked up after a gain of a couple. He took it from the 13 down to the 10, a gain of 3 on that carry for Starrett. And even though it's the sophomore fullback in there, they still feature the fullback, Derek Starrett. That was his 4th carry for 23 yards. Utley had 8 carries for 48 yards in the first half, and Cross 5 carries for 53 yards. All from the fullback position. 2nd down and 7, Marquette at the 10 of the Shells. And here's the pitch back to Bryce Smith, trying to turn the left corner. Smith eludes one tackler, still on his feet inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. A gain of 4 on that carry for Bryce Smith.
And there's a flag.
So let's see if, we'll see what this is all about. The officials confer, and it's going to be a personal foul against the Shells. So that'll be half the distance to the goal line, and an automatic 1st down as they put the football down at the 3. So only a 3-yard walk-off. But 1st and goal for the Explorers right there, so things may be getting a little bit chippy down there. We're down inside of a minute remaining, 57 seconds remaining, and the clock rolling. Remaining in the 3rd quarter, Marquette leading 42-6. They led 42-0 at halftime. Receivers left and right. Selby now lines up as the fullback. They put Starrett from a wingback position in motion to the right side, give it to Selby right up the middle, and he's in for the touchdown. The 7th touchdown of the afternoon for Marquette, scored by the 7th different player. This time it's Michael Selby on a 3-yard touchdown run.
Selby being a senior, probably just want him to get a TD.
7 touchdowns, 7 different players have scored, 6 different running backs, plus Tom Hendrick, who scored when he covered a blocked punt in the end zone. And now Travis Helton will attempt the extra point for the Explorers with Zach Keenan still on the bench down here. Helton's kick is up high, long, and good. 33 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. The score, Marquette 49, Roxanna 6. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBend Chiropractic Center, the office of Dr. Stephanie Monroe, is a family wellness clinic that is conveniently located in Godfrey. Dr. Stephanie, a licensed doctor of chiropractic, is dedicated to caring for infants, children, and adults. She specializes in pediatric care, which is especially important this time of year with all the stress of backpacks and extracurricular activities like football, soccer, cheerleading, and other sports. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Please call 618-467-2744 for further information or questions.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village.
With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home, with no upfront endowment and just 1 monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
As we start the 4th quarter, Roxanna has the football at their own 25-yard line. Marquette leading 49-6. The Explorers led 42-0 at halftime. And Marquette has used its JV offense the entire second half and still has managed to outscore Roxanna by a point in the 3rd quarter. So the Shells start the 4th quarter with the football, 1st and 10 from their own 25. Drew Fenewald under center, takes the snap, keeps it himself, working the right side, and crosses the 30 and takes it out to the 32-yard line. And that's not Fenewald, a quarterback anymore for Roxanna. Now they've got Ryan Touchette. So Touchette from the quarterback position picks up 7 yards on that carry. Second down and 3 for the Shells from their own 32-yard line. And here's the give to Hubbard, the fullback, and Hubbard has first down yardage out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. A flag is thrown at the point of the tackle.
Probably a face mask. Yes,
it is a face mask against the Explorers. That'll be a 15-yard walk-off. The first Marquette penalty here in the second half. And he gives the Shells their 7th first down of the afternoon, 1st and 10. In Marquette territory, 1st and 10 at the Marquette 48-yard line. Touchette, a sophomore, spelling the senior starter, Drew Fenewald. Shells put a man in motion to the left side and hand him the football. He tries to turn that left corner, but he is wrapped up by Derek Sterrett. And the ball carrier was Drew Fenewald, so even though he's not playing quarterback, he's in there as a running back. And Fenewald picks up nothing. So the Explorers with a lot of underclassmen in there on defense as well. As Derek Sterrett, the sophomore, playing right defensive end, made that tackle. Actually, he's in there as a linebacker. And the Shells on 2nd and 10 see Touchette drop the throw. He tries to swing it out to the right side to Palin, incomplete. And it's going to bring about 3rd and 10. Well, the Shells have been in this position more often than not this season. They have not had many close ball games. And they will find themselves 0-7 heading into Week 8 next week. But they have taken the opportunity to get some young people in a ball game, and that's the plus for them this year. They do have some young players this year. They haven't had that in years past. Now here's the give to Brandon Palin, trying to turn that right corner. He does inside the 40 down to near the 38-yard line, very close to a first down. He needed 10, and I think he got 10. He did. It is a first down for the Shells, their 8th of the afternoon. So 1st and 10 for the Shells at the Marquette 38-yard line. Zach Keenan, a two-way starter for the Explorers and their place kicker and their punter, was injured when he attempted a 46-yard field goal and a roughing the kicker call called against the Shells. And he's now sitting on the bench here on the near sideline with his jersey and shoulder pads off. So he's finished for the afternoon, and let's hope whatever the injury is something he can recover from in time for next week's game. Well, the Shells want a timeout. It comes with 8.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Marquette 49, Roxanna 6. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Sports, food, and good times. All this and more are waiting for you at Alton Sports Tap. Gather the crew for a night out, or better yet, bring in the whole family and enjoy the best burger or wings in town. We offer daily specials, an affordable menu, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Visit our new Caribbean-themed edition. We also have banquet and meeting rooms for your special occasion. Alton Sports Tap, serving up sports, food, and good times daily at the intersection of Route 140 and Homer Adams Parkway in Alton.
Hi, George Weber. As we watch this year's Olympic Games and root for the world's top athletes, the Weber Chevrolet family wants to offer some encouragement to the terrific men and women representing our country. You are the best of the best. We know how hard you have worked. Win or lose, we are proud of you, and you are all truly winners. Even though you are half a world away, we are with you through every sprint, jump, and dive. And we sing along with you when you stand on that medal stand listening to the national anthem. So from all of us at Weber Chevrolet, go Team USA.
Well, we're watching deer running down here on the east side of the stadium, outside the fence of the stadium. So, a hold against the Shells. I think you're right. I think that's just college and pro where the horse collar is outlawed. I think it's still legal in high school. But it probably won't be long and they'll follow suit. 2nd and 18 for the Shells. And Touchette back to throw. Lets it go down. He's got his man Fenewald down at the 28-yard line. A nice pass there thrown by the sophomore quarterback, Touchette. And moves it from the 44 of the Explorers down to the 28 of the Explorers. A pickup of 18. Pickup of 16. And brings about 3rd and 1. And on 3rd and 1 for the Shells, they go with the quarterback sneak, and Touchette has first down yardage all the way down to the 22-yard line. A gain of 6 on that carry, and the 9th first down of the afternoon for the Shells.
About the 23-yard line. First and for the Shells.
So Touchette picks up 6 on that carry. 2 carries for 13 yards for Touchette on the afternoon. And the 10th first down of the afternoon for Roxanna. 1st and 10 at the Marquette 22. Touchette runs the option to the right side, turns it upfield, and is hauled down from behind by Derek Sterrett after a gain of 8 down to the Marquette 14-yard line. Second down and 2. Roxanna at the Marquette 14-yard line. Down to 5:35 and counting. Remaining here in the 4th quarter. Marquette leading 49-6. Here is the hand to Fenewald trying to turn that left corner, and Fenewald tackled inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. And that was Dalton Holm who came up and made that tackle. So it's mostly underclassmen for Marquette both ways. But a gain of 4 on that carry for Fenewald. The 11th first down of the afternoon for the Shells. 1st and goal at the Marquette 8-yard line. Inside of 5 minutes and counting remaining in the 4th quarter. And here's the give to Brumley. Brumley slowed up, still on his feet at the 5. He's in for the touchdown. Drew Brumley, an 8-yard touchdown run, and the Shells are on the board once again. Somebody had a shot at him in the backfield and slowed him up but couldn't bring him down. And Brumley just kept going. And so the Shells in double digits now. 49-12 the Explorer lead. And the Shells will go for 2 here. Receivers left and right. Touchette puts a man in motion to the right side and drops the throw. He rolls to his right, lets it go, and that is picked off by the Explorers, so the 2-point conversion fails. It was trying to get the number of the man for the Explorers who stepped in and intercepted it. And I can't tell if it's 28 or 20. I think it's 28. It is. And that would be, if he's on our roster, and I don't think he is. So, unfortunately, I can't tell you who it was because we're so deep into the underclassmen, we don't even have them all on our roster. But we're down to 4:40 remaining in the 4th quarter, and the score now is Marquette 49, Roxanna 12. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
When you play sports like football, injuries are going to happen. That's why more area schools count on the Human Motion Institute's sports medicine pros to keep their athletes healthy and in the game. Our certified athletic trainers are part of the team, assessing and treating injuries right on the field. And if serious injury occurs, they're backed by an expert team of Alton Memorial Hospital surgeons and therapists. The Human Motion Institute at Alton Memorial Hospital. We're part of the team.
Take a look at the latest J.D. Power & Associates insurance certifications for customer satisfaction. Know what each certified agency has in common?
Each is with American Family Insurance.
In fact, American Family Agencies are the first agency certified by J.D. Power & Associates.
According to our policyholders, our agents deliver an outstanding customer experience.
American Family Insurance.
All your protection
under one roof.
Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062 or stop by 3014 Godfrey Road.
Travis Jones and Cecil Brimage back deep to receive for the Explorers as the Shells will kick it off. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him try an onside kick. Well, they try a little pooch, and Michael Selby calls for a fair catch, but is interfered with by Steve Utley. And Utley picked up the ball and tried to run, but once you call for the fair catch, you can't advance it. Selby had the right idea as the Shells just kind of pooched it over that front line. But Selby called for the fair catch and was going to make it easily until Utley came over and ran him over. And Utley, luckily for the Explorers, picked the ball up, but then he couldn't advance it. So 1st and 10 for the Explorers from their own 35-yard line. That's why the kickers perfected that technique of driving that ball into the ground, because then on an onside kick, because then the defense can't call for that fair catch, or the return team, that is. On the first down play, the give to the fullback Starrett. Right up the middle he goes for 4 yards out to his 39. Derek Starrett has been busy here in the second half, as that was his 5th carry, now for 27 yards. So 18 carries on the afternoon for Marquette fullbacks. 8 for Utley, 5 for Angelo Cross, and now 5 for Derek Starrett. 2nd and 6 Explorers from their own 39. And again, it's Derek Starrett. Good running room right up the middle, across midfield, down to the 48 of the Shells. And a pickup of 13 on that carry for Derek Starrett, and the 13th first down of the afternoon for the Explorers. And we may be watching the Explorer fullback of the future here.
Looks more like a tight end to me.
6'1", 155. That's not typical fullback stats, but he's also just a sophomore, so he might grow into the position. Starrett bounces it outside to the right side and takes it down to the 45, a gain of 3 on that carry. And he may be the only guy to touch the football the rest of the way for Marquette. 7 carries, 43 yards for Derek Starrett. Down to 3:05 and counting remaining in the fourth quarter. Marquette leading 49-12. They led 42-0 at halftime, so Roxanna has outscored Marquette here in the second half. Here's the pitch back. This is Bryce Smith trying to turn that left corner, and he is thrown for a loss. A loss of 3 back to the 48-yard line, and it brings about 3rd and 10. So the Explorers next Friday night in Carlinville to take on the Cavaliers. That's a rivalry that goes all the way back to the 70s. You played Carlinville back in the 70s before the conference. And that was a good rivalry then. And continues to be so and will be so this year, as a conference championship will be on the line. Now here is the running back for the Explorers, Travis Jones, wrapped up. Actually, it was Selby on the carry, and Jones was out there blocking for him. And Selby picked up a yard, and it brings about 4th and 9 for Marquette. And Marquette leaves the offense on the field. I'm not sure who the backup punter is, but it'd probably be Mitch Woolner, who punted last year and punted a couple of times in the Litchfield game when Zach Keenan was out for a part of the game. Now here's the pitch back, and the running back gets back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more for the Explorers. And again, that's an underclassman that we don't have on our roster. Well, actually, that was Tyler Moore. Tyler Moore, no gain on the carry, and the Shells will take over on downs as the clock continues to roll with 1:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. So a couple more snaps for the Shells. 7 Marquette touchdowns, 7 different players scored. 6 running backs, and Tom Hendrick, who covered a block punt in the end zone. So you can't spread it out much more than that.
No, you can't.
And now the Shells want a timeout. It comes with 43 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. It's Marquette 49, Roxanna 12. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
St. Anthony's Health Center, located in Alton, is serving the Riverbend area with quality patient care and comfort through comprehensive outpatient rehabilitative therapy services, advanced diagnostic technology, and emergency services, while also providing community education classes that benefit those of all ages. All brought to you by St. Anthony's Health Center's dedicated and caring health professionals.
So that completion good for 28 yards from Touchette to Fenewald. That's Fenewald's second reception for a total of 44 yards. Down to 12 seconds and counting as the Shells have it first and 10 at the Marquette 22. Touchette back to throw. Lets it go out to the left side. Incomplete. Intended for Bass Rach. A flag is thrown as we're going to have pass interference on that play against the Explorers. And that stops things with 1.9 seconds remaining. So that'll give the Shells half the distance to the goal line and another first down. One more snap, and this game will be over. Only the fourth penalty of the afternoon against Marquette. And now Roxanna will take one more timeout. So they're going to draw up a play. They'll have it first and 10 at the Marquette 11, but the Explorers did what they had to do here this afternoon. And they got a lot of underclassmen in the game in the second half. I'm looking down here at Zach Keenan, and he's got his right shoe off, and he's putting more weight on that right leg than he did earlier, but not a whole lot.
Is it the leg or the ankle?
That I got a hunch it's the ankle, and it looks like maybe he's got some ice on that ankle. He's got his shoe off, he's got his sock off, he's got his jersey and shoulder pads off. And maybe with some therapy this week, he can kick next week. If not, well, I don't know. He's pretty doesn't look good, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Not right now. Well, and as much as they would miss Zach Keenan in the kicking game, he's also a starting cornerback and a starting wide receiver on offense. So you lose a lot if you lose him out of the lineup. But time will tell on that one. First and 10 Shells at the Marquette 11-yard line with 1.9 seconds remaining. Touchette takes the snap, drops the throw, pump fakes. Now lets it go out to the right side, and it is intercepted by Dalton Holm, and that's going to be the ball game. The final play of the ball game is an interception thrown by Touchette, but it all amounts to not much at all because the final score was never, the final outcome was never in doubt. The final score, Marquette 49, Roxanna 12. Back to wrap it up in just a moment. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's coverage of this game is sponsored by St. Anthony's Health Center, innovation, commitment, compassion. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof. First Cloverleaf Bank, we're better together. Alton Memorial Hospital, the best health care close to home. Weber Granite City Chevrolet. Alton Sports Tap, sports, food, and good times. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. Lisa Funk, the Riverbend's top producing broker year after year. Chuck West Agency, helping business owners for 46 years. Riverbend Chiropractic Center, dedicated to caring for infants, children, and adults. And by Andy's Auto Body, we can fix anything.